Let's start with a question. What did you do last Tuesday? Not last night, not yesterday. Last Tuesday. For most of us, the answer is a vague, foggy blur. It's gone. It vanished into a haze of work, chores, notifications, and scrolling. Now, what about the Tuesday before that? It's just gone. This is the feeling of a life slipping through your fingers. It's the quiet horror of getting to the end of a week, a month, or a year and thinking, where did it all go? The days blur together, indistinguishable from one another, and we feel this low-grade panic, the sense that our life is a finite resource that is just leaking away. We feel like life is short, and it's making us anxious as hell. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca would say that this feeling is not an accident. It is a symptom. It is a diagnosis. He saw this same time sickness in the frantic, ambitious lives of the people around him in Rome, and he laid out the cause in one of his most powerful letters. He wrote that life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. This is a complete diagnostic checklist for a wasted life. Let's break down these 3 symptoms, because we are all infected with them. First, forgetting the past. This doesn't mean you have amnesia. It means you failed to learn from your own life. You are a man who has forgotten the lessons his own pain has taught him. You keep making the same mistakes. You keep dating the same type of person that ends up hurting you. You keep falling for the same get-rich-quick schemes. You keep making the same excuses for your bad habits. Your past is a library of invaluable data on your own character, your weaknesses, and your triggers, and you have let that library burn down. You are doomed to repeat the same stupid chapters because you refuse to read your own story. Think of Charles Dickens's Ebenezer Scrooge. The ghost of Christmas past doesn't just show him a highlight reel. It forces him to confront the moments he chose to forget, the moments of love he rejected, the moments of kindness he spurned. He is being forced to remember the lessons he has spent a lifetime ignoring. A man who forgets his past is a man who cannot grow. He is trapped in a loop. Second, and this is the big one, neglecting the present. This is the core of our time sickness. This is the person who is physically here, but mentally absent. You're at the dinner table with your family, but you're actually on your phone, scrolling through the lives of strangers. You're in a meeting at work, but you're actually worrying about your bills or fantasizing about the weekend. You are a ghost in your own life. You are constantly sacrificing the reality of the present moment for the fantasy of the past or the future. The ghost of Christmas present shows Scrooge exactly this. It shows him the warmth, the love, the life that is happening right now all around him that he is completely blind to. He is so focused on his money, a tool for the future, and his past grievances that he is completely absent from the only time that life actually occurs, the present. Neglecting the present is the act of treating your life like a dress rehearsal for a show that will never be staged. And third, fearing the future. This is the man who lives in a constant state of low-grade anxiety. His mind is a tireless engine of what if? What if I lose my job? What if she leaves me? What if I get sick? He suffers from disasters that haven't happened and will likely never happen. As we've discussed before, his imagination is his own personal torture chamber. The ghost of Christmas future shows Scrooge the grim, lonely, and terrifying outcome of his current path. It shows him the logical conclusion of a life spent forgetting the past and neglecting the present. It is a life that culminates in a future defined by fear and regret. So this is the diagnosis of a sick soul, a man whose life feels short and anxious because he is stretched thin across time, haunted by a past he hasn't learned from, absent from a present he doesn't value, and terrified of a future he cannot control. It's a bleak picture, but Seneca doesn't just give us the diagnosis. He gives us the cure. It is a radical, powerful, and immediately actionable reframe of what a day is. It is a command, an instruction for how to live. He wrote, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." This is not a poetic metaphor. This is a practical, operational strategy for a good life. It is the ultimate cure for the 3 symptoms of time sickness. Let's break down why this mindset is so damn powerful. When you treat each day as a separate life, you see it as a complete, self-contained unit. It has a birth, the moment you wake up. It has a youth, the morning, full of potential and energy. It has a middle age, the work of the day, the challenges, the main act. It has an old age, the evening, a time for reflection and winding down. And it has a death, the moment you fall asleep. First, this mindset is the cure for forgetting the past. If today is a new life, then yesterday's life is over. Its mistakes are in the past, but they are not forgotten. They are the lessons you bring into this new life. You wake up reborn, with a clean slate, but also with the wisdom of your past lives. The man who made a fool of himself in yesterday's life can choose to be a wiser man in today's. You are not chained to your past mistakes, but you are not doomed to forget them either. You are free to learn from them and begin again every single morning. Second, this mindset is the cure for neglecting the present. If today is your entire life, would you waste it on mindless scrolling? Would you spend it in a state of distraction? Hell no. A sense of urgency kicks in. This is it. This is the whole show. This mindset is the most practical way to practice memento mori. Remember, you will die. You don't have to contemplate the grand abstract idea of your ultimate death. You only have to contemplate the death of today. At the end of this day, this life will be over. How do you want to have lived it? Suddenly, the present moment is not a stepping stone to some future event. It is the main event. It is the only event. And third, this mindset is the cure for fearing the future. If your only job is to live this single day, well, the anxieties about next week, next year, or the next decade become irrelevant. Your focus becomes radically simplified. You don't have to solve all of your life's problems today. You don't have to secure your entire future today. You just have to live this separate life with virtue, with purpose, with presence. The future is just a series of todays that you will handle when they arrive, with the same focused intention. By containing your focus to the 24 hours in front of you, you starve your anxiety of its fuel, which is the vast unknown territory of the future. Benjamin Franklin is a perfect, non-Stoic example of a man who lived this philosophy. He famously structured his day with intense intentionality. His daily schedule was a blueprint for a miniature life. He would wake up and ask, "What good shall I do this day?" That was the intention for his new life. He would work through his day with purpose. And at the end of it, he would ask, "What good have I done today?" That was the review of the life he had just lived. He would then go to sleep and be reborn the next morning to do it all over again. He wasn't drifting. He was living a series of complete, deliberate, separate lives. So we have the diagnosis and the cure. A good life is not some grand, far-off destination you arrive at. A good life is a simple thing. It is the sum of good days, lived well, one after another. That's it. That's the whole game. The sick soul is stretched across time, thin and anxious. The healthy, stoic soul is concentrated, powerful, and fully present in the only time it will ever own. Today, stop worrying about the grand narrative of your life story. Stop obsessing over the chapters you've already written and the chapters that are yet to come. Your only job is to write one good page, today. Remember Seneca's diagnosis of our time sickness. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. And then, remember his powerful life-altering prescription. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Stop waiting. Stop worrying. Stop drifting. Today is your life. Live it. Thank you for joining us at the Inner Citadel. If this helped you reclaim your day, hit that like button and subscribe for more tools to build a resilient mind. We'll see you next time.